Whether you just have trouble sleeping or you suffer from chronic insomnia, this restorative yoga practice for insomnia will help you calm the body so you can get a good night's rest. Welcome, I'm Caren, and this is my little dog Willow. And I intentionally sequenced this restorative yoga practice so that you can prep the body for rest and relaxation. The majority of the practice will be on your back, so make sure that you have enough space on the floor, as well as an open wall space, and we'll use that at the end of the practice. You will also need 2 pillows, a bolster, 2 blankets, an eye pillow, and a yoga strap, or something else you can secure your legs with. After you've gathered up all those props and preferably are dressed in your pajamas, let's get started. We'll begin in supported bridge pose. So please find your bolster and take that long ways across your mat or your space, and then find a blanket and fold it up so it's about a small thickness and place it behind you. This will be for your head. You'll find a strap or whatever it is that you are placing around your legs and slip it around both of your feet, place it up around the thighs, and cinch it tight. Now you could just tie a knot here as well. If you have one of these yoga straps, you'll notice that you can allow the buckle to come toward the middle of the leg so that it's not irritating the legs. Ensure that there is a fist width of space in between the knees so that the knees come in line with the hips. And now please sit on top of the bolster. Grab another blanket and place this on your abdomen. And then lower yourself down gently onto your back. Now readjust the bolster so that it cradles your low back and there is no tension that's felt in the low back space. Reach for the blanket underneath your head and roll it up just a little on the edge so that you can find it curving into your neck. Release finally your arms wide in a V by your sides. Allow the legs to hold themselves up so the feet get very soft and heavy. And if you have your eye pillow handy, you might like to place that on top of your eyes at this moment. Make any last adjustments with the body so that you can begin to relax. We go from doing now to being. So perhaps close the eyes if they're not already. And let the body settle into the floor. I'll give you silent space during this time together so that you can deeply drop into relaxation without any distraction. Throughout this practice, simply focus on the total letting go of the body and the mind. To begin to settle in even deeper, bring your focus to the breath in the abdomen. As you inhale, feel the abdomen press upward toward the ceiling. And as you exhale, allow the navel to sink fully in toward the floor. Breathe deeply and slowly from your abdomen. Now soften all the muscles of the face, the forehead, creases of the eyes, cheeks and mouth. prepare to transition from this pose by noticing the heaviness of the upper back on the ground. Add in just enough movement here to bring the knees in toward the chest. You might enjoy taking the eye pillow off to the side as you do so that when you hug the knees in, you can access what's around the legs, loosen it, and slip it off of the legs, set it to the side. With the knees gently caving toward the chest, you might like to roll side to side, just gently, one hip to the next. And finally, plant your feet back to the ground. Roll onto one side. Take the blanket here from the abdomen and come all the way up to a seat. Now we'll very simply transition into simple supported back bend. So the only thing that you'll need to do is move your bolster closer up toward the blanket at your head. And then you'll find your pillows, and depending on how high they are, stack them underneath the calves so that there is a little cradle for the ankles and a cradle here for the backs of the knees. And then you'll take the blanket that you had on your abdomen and replace that. Sit with your back to the bolster and then lower yourself all the way down, draping the upper back into a small back bend. Readjust here through the blanket on the abdomen and readjust the blanket underneath the head so that the neck can feel supported. One more time, if you'd like to place the eye pillow onto the eyes, please feel free to do so. Finally, let the arms rest in a V by your sides. And take a moment to check in. Let no part of your body feel uncomfortable. So if the back is uncomfortable, lower the support that's underneath your back. Maybe remove it entirely. And if the legs are uncomfortable, take the pillows away as well. Close the eyes if they're not already. And settle the whole body into the floor. Feel the whole body comfortably stretched. Soften into your entire skin. Feel the whole body comfortably stretched out over the ground, inviting you into stillness, into relaxation. Allow the abdomen to deeply breathe in and deeply breathe out. Eventually, settle into a natural pace of breath. Notice that the body is starting to breathe itself in a relaxed, calm way. Surrender the entire head into the ground. Let go of any residual tension or holding on that you notice anywhere that it exists in the body. Transition out of the pose by bringing attention back to the breath in the belly. And then send the awareness down the legs into the toes. Begin to move them a bit. Rock the ankles side to side, perhaps in circles. And bend the knees. Plant the feet to the ground. If you have the eye pillow, now's the time to set it to the side or open the eyes gently. And one more time, casually drop your knees to a side, roll to that side. Rest for a moment and press yourself up to a seat. From here, we move to supported bound angle. So turn the bolster that was long ways or widthwise next to you, away from you on its short end, and then take the blanket and place that blanket right on top of the bolster. You might like to double up on that blanket if it was on a low fold as some extra support for your head. We'll sit with the low back to the edge of the bolster. Remove the pillows from the feet to the knees and place the soles of the feet together so that the knees can be supported by the pillows on either side. Again, take the blanket. This time you might like to unfold it more so that it can cover your whole feet, leg, and torso area. And gently lower yourself into the posture. We'll readjust the blanket here underneath the head so that the chin feels like it's neither reaching up toward the ceiling nor diving too much in toward your chest. There's a sense of relaxation arriving in the throat. Make any final adjustments here to the blanket and to the props so that your legs can be held with no tension in the groins. And then finally, again, palms face up, arms by your sides in a V, eye pillow to the eyes, or close them. This pose is incredibly soothing for the nervous system and for the mind. Take one last scan to make sure that there is no irritation anywhere in your body, that you feel completely supported and held by the props, so that your whole body can deeply relax. Let go even of any holding in your breath. Perhaps take one big inhale and breathe it out deeply. Settle into stillness and to silence, and allow the body and the mind to receive this deep relaxation. Awaken just enough from this deep rest to bring movement into your fingers, making a fist and stretching the fingers long and wide. Reach your hands down toward the knees, the legs, and use that extra support to bring the knees up toward the ceiling, plant the feet on the ground. Transition very slowly, removing eye pillow or opening eyes. One more time to drop the knees to the side. Roll carefully off of the props. Come onto your side for a moment. And press up to a seat. The more we move into this practice, the deeper the relaxation gets. So now slowly transition toward your open wall space for legs up the wall. We'll remove the pillows from the space, set them to the side. Find your bolster and place that bolster toward the wall with about a fist width of space between the wall and the bolster. Grab the blanket that you were using for your head and place that out from the wall so that when your legs go up the wall, your head will reach the blanket. Grab your eye pillow if you'd like to use that, keep that handy, and your other blanket. We'll either place this on the legs or the abdomen, whichever you choose. So blanket nearby as well, and actually come to have a seat on the bolster with one hip to the bolster and your back to the wall. Now reach forward with the arm that's closest in toward the bolster and tuck and roll. Trust yourself to roll the legs upright against the wall. Readjust yourself so that you can feel some relaxation arrive in the thighs. Maybe that means that the legs touch the wall. Maybe that means that you come farther away from the wall. Then find the blanket for your head. Roll it up and place it underneath your neck. Readjust the bolster under the low back so that you can rest here comfortably with no tension in the low back. And finally, if you would like to take the blanket over top of the feet, instead of just on the abdomen, open it up at this time, bend your knees in, take the blanket over tops of the feet, and send the legs back up the wall space. And then you can tuck the blanket in however you like, around your hips, and tuck it around the backs of the legs so that you can stay warmer. Once you've done all of that, eye pillow here for your eyes, or just close them. Release your arms to a V by your sides, palms face up. Relax the feet, the knees, and the hips. In legs up the wall, the feet might experience some tingling or lightness. That's to be expected as the blood recedes down the legs away from the extremities. If this becomes uncomfortable, however, or you notice the feet falling asleep, you can always bend the knees, bring the feet back in toward the chest. And then try again, taking the legs upright once you feel that they've come back to life. Feel the heaviness of the back of your heart against the floor, contrasted by the lightness of the feet against the wall. Come back deeply into your stillness, into that space in between sleeping and waking. Deep relaxation. Let it overtake your whole being. Become aware of your whole body, the calm that's in the whole body, including the mind, the effortlessness that you feel in the legs, the arms. Transition out of the pose by bending the knees in. Slide the feet down the wall. And reach your arms around your legs, giving yourself a squeeze. Remove the eye pillow if you have it. And the blanket around the legs if it's there. Roll the legs to one side. And rest for a moment on your side. And finally, press yourself up. Come back to a comfortable seat just for a moment to observe as you open the eyes just enough to come back into the room. This very real feeling that you've created of total relaxation and deep rest. May this restorative yoga sequence for insomnia be another tool that you have to help you sleep better and become more well-rested. Thanks for practicing with me. If you enjoyed this sequence, give it a like and subscribe to my channel for more videos like these. Thank you for your presence. Sweet dreams. Namaste.